Hello, can you see the slides? Hello.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So I'll start the class now. So last class we were saying the point method. What are the steps in each point method of job evaluation? So first step is we analyze a sample of jobs which are there in your organization, and you find out the job content of each job. Then second step is you find out the compensable factors which are in each job. So whatever compensable factors which you have selected for each job should be the factor which is important for the job, which adds value to the job. For example, IT companies, their software programming is a very important factor which adds value to their organization. And whatever compensable factors that you have selected for each job, it should be according to the organizational strategy. It should be according to the way the work flows in your organization, and it should be acceptable to all the stakeholders. So, to find out the factors that you have chosen, whether it is based on the strategy of your organization, whether it is according to the values of your organization, you should speak to the leaders, founders of the organization who are the best source. They know where their business is going and what their plans are for the business in future. In 5 years time, they know where their organization should reach. So their input is very important. Founders, leaders, you will that will help you to select your compensable factors. So if your business strategy is to produce high quality innovative products along with satisfying customers and suppliers, then product innovation and customer contact jobs will be valued higher in your organization. So product innovation will be an important factor for those jobs which are into product innovation, those jobs which are interacting with customers directly, that factor, customer contact factor, will be very important. So those will be considered as the compensable factors. So for example, here if you take Walmart's strategy, it is to produce goods and services at the lowest cost, give maximum convenience to customers, to delight customers. Then the compensable factors for all of Walmart jobs would be cost control and customer relations. So those jobs which will help in cost control, this factor cost control will be very very important in those jobs. And those jobs which are dealing with customers directly, customer relations will be a very important factor in those jobs. So whatever factors you are deciding, it should be according to the organization's culture, values, and whenever your business strategy changes, your compensable factors should also change. So to make sure that your compensable factors are according to the workflow in your organization, you have to speak to employees and supervisors who are job holders, who know the everything about their job. They are experts in their job, so they know what is valuable in their job, which factor is most valuable in their job. So you take all work related documents like job description, job analysis, all the documents related to work, and it will help you to decide the compensable factors for each job, and it will help you to understand why compensable factors are different for different jobs and why jobs are paid differently. Then lastly, you should see that the compensable factors which you have selected should be acceptable to employees. That means the job holders. Employees are the people who are going to be most affected by the pay structure. So whatever factors, compensable factors you are selecting should be accepted by them. Otherwise, this job evaluation process will be a failure if it is not accepted by employees. So usually compensable factors selected for jobs is how much effort required, mental effort, physical effort, how much is required, skills required, how much of knowledge is required, what should be the working conditions, what is the responsibility level in the job. So all these are some of the compensable factors which are considered in this job evaluation process by using the point method. Then third step, you scale the factors. Scale the factors means you from 1 to 10, you have to scale it. Like if the job is factor is compensable factor is very important for that particular job. Like for example, software programming skills is a very important factor for all software jobs. So you will give it a scale of 1, 2, 3 like that. So a factor which is not important for that job, like for example, software job, physical effort is least important. So you will give it a scale of 10, 9, 8, etc. Then you give degrees for each factor. After scaling, you give degrees. So suppose for a position, you consider knowledge factor. Then you decide the degrees. First degree, the job holder should know reading, writing, adding, subtracting, following the instructions of supervisor, etc. Second degree, you will say he should know addition, subtraction, multiplication, division. He should be able to check reports, use the charts, etc. Third degree is to the job holder should be able to analyze and interpret complicated drawings. He should be able to use maths in complicated drawings. So here if you see knowledge factor, the compensable factor, if it is very important for a job, you will give it third degree. If it is least important for a job, you will give it first degree. So like that, you have to determine degrees for each factor. That is the third step where you scale the factors and give degrees to each compensable factor that you have selected for the jobs. Fourth step is you give weightage to the factors according to their importance. So this how much weightage to be given for each factor is determined by a committee, advisory committee. So for example, you take a job of a bookstore manager. He has to manage the bookstore. So what are the compensable factors advisory committee will fix for the job of bookstore manager? the committee will say 40% for skills and 30% for effort, 20% for responsibility, and 10% for working conditions. So you see, working conditions factor is least important in this job of a bookstore manager. Skill is most important compensable factor for this job of bookstore manager. So each factor will again have two sub factors. Like for example, bookstore manager's job skill is 40% weight. Again, you will subdivide it to two sub factors. 20% is for mental skills and 20% for experience. So the bookstore manager should have mental skills as well as he should have experience of managing a bookstore. So like this, a committee will decide weightage for each of the compensable factors which you have determined for each job. Each job will have many compensable factors. Like take this bookstore job. Skill is there, effort is there, responsibility is there, working conditions is there. So all these are compensable factors for the job of bookstore manager. And you are going to scale it to 1 to 10. Skill you will give 1 or 2 scale. Working conditions you will give a scale of 10. So like that. Then you will give degrees. Then you will give weightage. Weightage is determined by a advisory committee. So fifth step, now that you have designed your job evaluation plan, you will create a manual where you will mention all the jobs. You will mention the compensable factors for each job. You will mention the weightage, degree, scaling for each factor. And then who are the people who are going to evaluate all the jobs in your organization? You will train them. Usually HR people do this. Then you have an appeals process. Appeals process means suppose an employee feels that he has been unfairly evaluated. That means his job evaluation was not fairly done for him. Then he can appeal, he can complain to this appeals process. It will be a group of people, it will be a committee which will be collecting the complaints of employees, looking into it and trying to solve it. So appeals process should be there because employee acceptance is very important. If they are not accepting the way they have been evaluated, then they will not accept the pay, which will be finally decided for their job. They will not consider that pay to be fair for them. Then sixth step is now you will evaluate all the non-benchmark jobs. Like I told you, in a group of jobs, when you put jobs into one group, like all managerial jobs into one group, then one job you will select as the benchmark job, as the standard job, like manager's job. And based on the manager's job, you will create the job evaluation plan. And then that plan you will use for all the other jobs in the managerial group. That is the non-benchmark jobs. So this process of job evaluation, you can use it to evaluate new jobs which have been created in your organization. Like many companies are going for AI, artificial intelligence. This is a new job. So for the new jobs, you can do the evaluation to find out how important or how valuable it is for your organization, or you can re-evaluate existing jobs whose work has changed. Like for example, many companies, software companies, they have done away with coding. They are not employing people anymore. They have started using AI machines to do the coding. So such kind of existing jobs whose work has changed, you can re-evaluate it with the help of this job evaluation plans. Then seventh step is online software you can use to support your job evaluation process. That is what today's large organizations, global companies, where employees are working in from different countries, then you cannot do offline job evaluation. So you have to do online job evaluation with the help of computer and softwares. So then the job evaluation process gets done very fast. Earlier, offline job evaluation process would take 3 months. It would be reduced to 48 hours for an online job evaluation process. So today's large companies, global companies, where lakhs of employees are there based in different countries, better they all go for online job evaluation where they can get it done very fast. In 48 hours, they can get it done. And all the employees of an organization are affected by the pay structure. So all of them should be involved in designing the job evaluation plan. Whether they are managers or non-managers, they should be involved. So usually there will be teams or task force who will be into this job evaluation process in organizations. Then the final result. After this job evaluation process, the final result you get is your internal pay structure, which is the hierarchy of all the jobs within your organization. So it is the final result of your job analysis, job description, job evaluation process. So all the jobs are put into four basic functions, functional jobs, all managerial jobs into one group, technical jobs into one group, manufacturing jobs into one group, administrative jobs into another group. So basic functions, based on these four basic functions, all your jobs in the pay structure will be grouped. So usually managerial jobs and administrative jobs pay structure is built with the help of point evaluation method. Point job evaluation method. Technical jobs and manufacturing jobs pay structure is done through person-based job evaluation method, where the person's qualification, knowledge, skills, experience, everything is considered to finalize the pay for technical jobs and manufacturing jobs in your organization. Job based evaluation is where you consider the job's requirement. How much skill, how much responsibility, how much knowledge is required for a job, how much mental effort, how much physical effort, what are the working conditions for a job. So that is based on job evaluation. The person based evaluation, you see the person's credentials. So manufacturing jobs are then later on negotiated with the trade union. Nowadays, most of the organizations don't have this trade union concept. Only in government jobs you will find the trade union is there, but still the trade union is not so strong as it was earlier. So the final internal pay structure you will get like this at the last step. And this final pay structure, you should be making sure that it is internally aligned. It is according to your organizational strategy. It is according to the way the work flows in your organization. It is it is acceptable by the employees who are working in your organization. That means when all this is satisfied, that means your internal pay structure is internally aligned. Now, what are the various methods of calculating compensation? So, to calculate pay, there are various methods used. Straight Halsey Premium Bonus Plan, Halsey Wire Premium Plan, Rowan Premium Bonus Plan, Emerson Efficiency Plan, Badock's Point Plan. So, these are the various methods used to calculate the pay or compensation based on productivity of jobs, like manufacturing jobs productivity is seen. Then for that these three methods are used. Based on productivity, you have to decide wages. For manufacturing jobs, you use Taylor differential piece rate method, Merrick's multiple piece rate plan, Gann's task and bonus plans. Piece rate means number of pieces produced by an employee. Depending on the number of pieces he produces in a day, the wages will be fixed for him. That is called piece rate, number of pieces he manufactures. So we see straight Halsey premium bonus plan. Here the standard time is fixed to complete a job, and that standard time, the rate per hour is determined. The wage rate per hour is determined. So suppose the worker takes more than the standard time, then suppose a worker is supposed to complete a job in 8 hours, that is the standard time, but he takes 9 hours, then he will be paid the standard wages plus the extra time he took and into the rate per hour. Like that, it will be calculated in straight Halsey premium bonus plan. So here in straight Halsey premium bonus plan, the worker is paid time wages. That means not based on the output, how much he is producing. It is not based on the output, it is based on the time that he is taking to do that work. So suppose the worker takes less than the standard time. So suppose 8 hours is the standard time and he finishes it in 6 hours. Then he will be paid for the 8 hours rate, actual rate, in plus a bonus will be given. Bonus is calculated by the percentage of time that he has saved into the rate per hour. So like that he will get a bonus. Standard wages plus a bonus because he has completed the work in less than the standard time. So usually the bonus percentage will be varying between 30 to 70%. So like this, the time wages is fixed in Halsey premium bonus plan. So what are the advantages of this Halsey premium plan? It is very simple. You can operate it in a very simple manner. Just calculate the time taken by each of your workers to complete the job. You can calculate the time wages for them, and it is simple to understand also. Workers also will understand easily. So this kind of compensation guarantees that time wages will be paid to workers, not based on output, based on the time taken by them to do the work, to complete the work, they will be paid. And if they complete the work in less than the standard time, then the wages of time saved has to be shared between the employer and the workers. So this reduces the labor cost per unit. And also you can distinguish, you can find out who are the efficient workers and who are the inefficient workers in your factory. So you can increase incentive to the efficient workers. So as the production increases in your unit, the fixed overhead cost per unit gets reduced as the production levels increase in your organization, because workers will be in a hurry to finish the work to produce more in less than the standard time so that they get the bonus. So what are the disadvantages of HALSI premium plan? The quality of work suffers because the workers will be in a hurry to save the time. They will try to hurry and finish the work before the standard time. So that they get more and more bonus. And the time saved, the wages for the time saved, they have to share it with the employer. So this will be criticized by the workers. And sometimes it becomes difficult finding out the standard time and hourly rate of wages when workers have finished the work before the standard time. So that calculation may not be acceptable to workers. They may not be happy with the way you have calculated their wages. So this is how the HALSI premium bonus plan is used to determine the compensation of workers. So this is usually used in manufacturing jobs. So I'll stop here. Okay. Bhanu Prakash, Bhavana, Chaitanya,
Present, ma'am.
Darshan.
Ma'am, present, ma'am. Chaitanya, present, ma'am.
Yeah, I marked you. Darshan, Divya, Gitanjali, Harshita.
Present, ma'am.
Okay.
Present, ma'am.
Yeah, I marked you. Nagavini, Prakriti.
Present, ma'am.
Yeah, I noted. Priyadarshini, Priyanka, Satish, Ranjita, Shalini, Shivaraj, Teja, Vidya, Yogeshwari.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. Shivaraj is there. Shivaraj, you are not telling. Kartikeyan is not there. Rakshit. Okay. So Monday, all of you join at 9:45. This same link only I will be providing. So for the guest lecture. Okay. All of you come. It will be useful. She was one of the best student of that batch. And now she is doing well in digital marketing. She will give lot of tips how to manage your careers, how to go about looking for jobs and everything. Okay, so all of you join in on Monday. Okay, yes or no?
Okay, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, it will be useful for all of you. Okay. Okay, I'll end here. Bye.